Matthew chapter 16, verse 13. When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, saying, "Whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am?" And they said, "Some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets." He saith unto them, "But whom say ye that I am?" And Simon Peter answered and said, "Thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God." And Jesus answered and said unto him, "Blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatsoever thou shalt loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven." Then charged he his disciples that they should tell no man that he was Jesus the Christ. So the rock in verse 18 is Jesus Christ, not Peter. Because he's asking them, "Whom say ye that I am?" And he said that thou art Peter. Upon this rock I will build my church. So how do you know that? Okay, let's do some cross-referencing, because you never want to build a doctrine on one verse of Scripture. So turn to 1 Corinthians chapter 10. "Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses, in the cloud and in the sea, and did eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ." See, the rock is Christ. 1 Corinthians chapter 3. Right? You're going to build a church on that rock, right? "For other foundation," 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 11. "For other foundation can no man lay than that which is laid, which is Jesus Christ. Now if any man build upon this foundation, gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work, of what sort it is." So there again, another cross-referencing verse. There's no other foundation that any man can lay. So you're building on that foundation, that rock, which is Jesus Christ. And then you have in 1 Peter chapter 2, this is Pope Peter himself speaking. And Pope Peter says, "Wherefore it is contained in the Scripture," 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 6, "Behold, I lay in Sion the chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded. Unto you therefore which believe he is precious, but unto them which be disobedient, the stone which the builders disallowed, the same is made head of the corner, and a stone of stumbling, and a rock of offense, even to them which stumble at the word." And that's what they do. They're stumbling at the word. And they're making the foundation Peter and not Jesus Christ. Being disobedient. So they're disobedient in doing this, and stumbling at this word. "Whereunto also they were appointed." So I should have read the verse before that. Verse 5 in 1 Peter chapter 2. "Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, and holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices, acceptable to God by Jesus Christ." Then verse 6, "Wherefore also it is contained in the Scripture, Behold, I lay in Sion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded." So there you have, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, let every word be established. So, back to Matthew chapter 16. And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So we don't take a sort of vague verse and build our doctrine on that. We take the clear verses, and then we take the verse that's not so clear, and we use the clear verses as the foundation to get the correct understanding of a verse like this in Matthew chapter 16, verse 18. So look down further then, in verse 21. From that time forth began Jesus to shew unto his disciples how that he must go into Jerusalem, and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and be raised again the 3rd day. Then Peter took him, and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee. But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men. So as a brother said tonight in Bible study, any church that's founded on Peter is of the devil. So nothing like some good King James Bible to clear up some heretical Catholic dogma. Amen. Thank you guys. Have a good night.